I'm going to introduce our speaker today. He is a spiritual medium, healer, and a teacher. He also has his doctorate in of University of Metaphysics, and he's awesome. How's that?
Good morning, everyone. I want to start today. The first thing I want to start today. There was a thing in a healing book that I read many years ago, and the people would say this before they would do healing. They went, "I am soul. I am light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design." So I'm speaking about paranormal today, trying to bring forth the spirit. It was a question of when we had our event we're having our event this weekend, but the question is when we move to speak to spirit, we're moving to speak to spirit that's for our highest and best for us. Now, somebody else's highest and best might not be your highest and best. So I'm not going to tell you that you're going to attract the exact same spirits that I would attract. But the attraction of spirit is to you on your journey. That is what they are there to do. They're not there to disrupt, harm, or do things in your vibration. They're there to help and encourage. Because your parents, most of the time, I had a parent that probably didn't wish me well, but people in the family tree. So you'll always have somebody around you that wants the best for you, wants the best. You are soul, button, armor, every entity of characteristics of who they were, what they came through and said something will come through emotional space, kind of really speaks to you to see. We're really to be still, spirit, and quiet, raise you down. It moves. You might. I've been speaking of that, but I remember my whole life, been a moment in my life, idea have it in my life. But during our lives, if we know why that happened, this event, this thing, whether it affects you, people that you are your visitor, oh, you will be the visitor. Every place you're into your life, trying to exist here. And there are people on the other side that come back. Why doesn't spirit have something else to do? Why are they messing with me? Because you handpick the guides, the people to help you as you make your journey, as you make that visit here. There are people there to give you spaces to be, things to do in your life, where you need to be in your life. That is what's happening. So that is why they're always at your side, not to disrupt you or tell you things in your life that you're supposed to throw you off balance. They're there to tell you the correct way, but they cannot take your free will and choice away from you. Don't believe that they can take your free will and choice away from you. They are there to kind of give you a view, but they cannot force you to take the view. So when we listen to spirit, because when we went in the seance room last night and we were at the door of the seance room, we had a voice come out from the door to go, "Get out." Well, we didn't get out. We went in anyway. So, so we had fun. But the question is if we would have listened to that voice and said, "Get out," sounds kind of spooky. That's what it did. But we went in anyway. But when we turned the cameras on in the seance room, the chair, the cabinet, the mirror, and the wall disappeared. They did not pick it up on the camera. There's something was walking through the grid and closing it down. So we knew people were there. People were in that space. And when we do these things, and we had Jody Bellis up here, Jody Martinez up here, and she was talking to an individual. The guy said, "Blue skies." And just as that, I snapped a picture of Jody, and there was this blue box that settled down on top of her. So we had evidential proof that spirit was here in the vibration. Some people could believe it, some people not believe it. It doesn't matter. It was supposed to affect the people that needed to be affected at that moment. Something about the event affects. Same thing as when we do table tipping today, which is phenomenal. A lot of people they'll cry, they'll feel spirit, they'll understand spirit, they'll do all this stuff, but it'll affect people at different levels. Same thing as a mediumship reading, which is phenomenal because mediums go into a light trance. Some go a little bit deeper, but most people, when they're doing mediumship work, will go into a light trance, which is phenomenon. We don't remember the reading. We're not supposed to. It's not ours. It's not our journey. It's yours. We're here just to give you information, not to remember it and remind you later what we told you. We're supposed to just give it to you and hope you understand that journey. That's what we're supposed to do. And when we do mediumship work, we're always going into some kind of light chance or channeling spirit through us. Everything has some kind of phenomenon to it when we're doing this work. How we do it, what we put in motion, everything about the work. Everybody might have a different view of how it's supposed to look. But that's good, because you're going to get different perspectives of how spirit works. You're not going to get the exact perspective from every single person here on how spirit works, because it's not how it works for them, how it works for you. And if you're the teacher, you're going to be able to tell them your experiences and how it works for you. And they'll take pieces of it, pieces of that vibration, and keep it and move on the journey. But I always explain to people, don't take everything on the journey. Don't load yourself up with a lot of stuff that doesn't have any major meaning to you because somebody told you you should remember that. Remember what you need in your life, what you actually want to expect in your life. That's what you should remember. That stuff. Don't gather all this other stuff that gets you lost somewhere on the path. Gather what you need in your life, what you personally feel works for you. You might be weird. You might be this, but that's okay, because you are at that point in your life that you need to be you. I am soul, I am light divine. You have light within you. I am free will. I have free will. I am fixed design. You are who you are. Unless you make a drastic change in your life, you know who you are. It doesn't change the vibration until you personally change it yourself. If you believe in a phenomenon and talking to spirit, great. Because that's something that starts the ball rolling. If you're negative about spirit and talking to spirit, come talk to my guide. He'll convince you that spirit exists. Question is very simple. Every one of us have guides and people in our lives that are going to help us bring through the messages. For us to be that clear channel from spirit. But sometimes we get a little bit of stuff. As I said, the luggage we carry with us, get a little bit of stuff in there. We gather or we mess with the message a little bit because we're just trying to give the best information we can. Sometimes it gets kind of messed. But the messages will always weigh itself out. It'll weigh itself out in the end. So listen to yourself. When you're listening to spirit, getting quiet. I told people last night in the class last night, sit quietly as long as you feel comfortable sitting. Don't believe that you've got to sit for 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Don't do that. Sit as long as you feel comfortable. When you're ready to get up and go. Don't force yourself to be there, because you'll never experience spirit if you're just forcing yourself to sit in that situation. Get up and go. But make an emotion. Talk to them. That you haven't spoken to them today, you haven't said nothing to them. Just thank them for being there, for having your back. I thank them. I have a conversation with them. Appreciate me. Thank you. I know eventually I'm getting older now of existence and my so but the vibration is here, and it's founded on spiritualism. It was founded to connect to spirit. And over the years, the energy has just built itself up here. That's all. It's a psychometry of the existence of the camp. It's the energy already here in the houses, in the space, in the church, everywhere. There's energy. That's why it's a little bit stronger here, because it has been done here every single day. When these benches that are in this church, these wood benches, sat out here near Harry Fogle Park, and people would gather out there for grove service in these benches. These benches have energy. They were outside. I'm one of the people, I think a few, I don't know how many people are left in the camp, are the ones that brought them back into the church. These benches were up there. So the question is, it's very simple. Benches have energy. The energy you're sitting into, there have been people sitting in those benches for over 100 years, sitting in those benches and sitting there listening for their readings from spirit. So you're sitting in the holy ground. All this around you signifies energy. When we communicate with spirit or we do paranormal investigations, all we're doing is trying to find the energy in a space. That's what we do. And we're trying to find the energy within you to awaken that. Because when you awaken your energy in your life, you have to get to that point in your life that you blossom. You look ahead of you. Instead of looking down, looking behind you, or looking to the side of you, you look ahead of you. You're no longer stopped in a space. You realize in your life that you were only visiting that space, and you're ready to move forward into the next space. That's why I love meditation, because I never know where spirit's going to take me. Never really quite know what I'm going to see next, what I'm going to visualize next when I'm in meditation. But it's always a treat. It's always something that they show me. When I discern my guide, my trance guide, they download information into my being from doing trance. So I've been doing trance for many, many years, but that is a download. Every time I go in and allow them to use me as a conduit to speak, I get downloaded information into me. And that's why I know that my journey is still far from over. And we realize that in our lives, that we have to do every day. Try to take one step forward. Stop visiting where you are. Go visit somewhere else. See something else in your life. Put your phone down for a few moments. I get quiet. Be patient with spirits, because they will speak to you. But you have to be able to be open. We told individuals that when you're most tired, you're most exhausted, and you're so tired, oh my God, I'm so tired. That is when you let your barriers down and spirit just rushes in, because they got a chance to speak to you, because your barriers are not up anymore. So you most have your most connection in your life when you're exhausted, when you've let everything just down and you awaken. You said, there's spirit here. I felt spirit. Spirit loves water. You wash dishes, take a shower. They are in the shower with you. So don't worry about it. You've got a group. Ask them to pass the soap. You got a group there, because they're always there. They're always around you, especially when there's water. They love the sound of water. We got a perfect place out here with the fountain out here they put here in the camp to sit and meditate with the flow of water. Perfect space. They love the flow of water. But find that place within you. If you don't know where that space is, that vibrational space within your life is, ask your guides. They'll be very retrospective in your life. They'll show it to you. It'll keep showing up in your life. See what your guides are trying to show you to get to know who you are. I'm a spiritualists don't really, most religions and spiritualism don't believe in past lives. Well, I do. I'm one of the spiritualists that do. I do believe in that. So I believe that we have all these entities, all these characteristics in our vibration that are part of our cell memory within us. At some point, you were extremely wealthy, extremely healthy. You had beautiful relationships, and you were good looking. So you can always go back to that. Say, why not that? So awaken the cell memory. It is already there within you. some point, probably most of you in this place, at some point, you probably talked to spirit in a lifetime. You had communication with spirit, had a good connection to them. You can awaken that. You want perfect health in your life? You can awaken that. You were healthy in a past lifetime? Awaken that. I spent a little quick little story. I spent a lot of my time with J.C. Knight, Rampa. And when J.C. Knight was in trance and she brought through Rampa, Rampa came and put his hand on my chest. I put his hand on my chest. And J.C. Knight did with Rampa. And Rampa looked at me and said, one thing he said to me was, in a past life, Lou, you are healthy. Believe it. And he left me. And I remembered that from the whole event. I remembered that. I remembered that vibration, that in some past life, I was healthy. I could always be healthy. I could always speak to spirit. That has not been a concern for me. But the concern for me is understanding how much further I need to go. That's what the question is do I want to stay where I am, or do I want to go further? Do I want to go further in the vibration? That's what you always have to ask yourself, your higher self. How far in this work do you want to go? How far? You can stop, or you can venture forth. I want to venture forth because I haven't seen everything yet, haven't experienced it yet. I will. But I want to make them know that I'm only visiting in this spot. I will be venturing forth here shortly into another spot. And hopefully the people are nice. They're connected to me. And I can help and encourage them as much as they can help and encourage me. Then when I'm finished in that spot doing what I need to do, I will move to the next part of the journey. So don't think of change in your life as bad. I had a client that she talked to spirit. She's a professional medium. She lost her guide. Boy, she couldn't do readings anymore. The guide was gone. She didn't understand that the guide had to leave because he couldn't help her anymore and a new guide was arriving. But she wasn't looking for the new guide. She was only standing behind the door crying because the old guide wasn't here. If something changes in your life, don't look at what has changed. Look at what they are bringing. The change has happened. It's not going to be any to sit there and worry about it. If you're going to worry, why pray? If you're going to pray, why worry? That's what Jerry Frederick would say. But the question here is very simple. Is when you have an obstacle, a situation, a vibration within your life, and it changes you, do not look at what has changed you. Look at what has come into your life to propel you forward. That is what you should look at. Never look at the vibration here. Don't listen to people when they tell you something and you don't agree with it. Walk away from it. If you tell me I'm not healthy, I look sad today, I look not too well today, my response back to you is say, I look just fine till you walked up. So the question with that is be good to yourself. When you're speaking to spirit, ask for your highest and best. Ask for your connection to the spirit world, your highest and best for you. Attract the spirits that you want in your life to help you. Attract them in your life. You got to remember that some people play little things in your life. They do. I've been married over 40 years. I have spirit boxes and things in my office. Marie likes playing little jokes. She writes in my slates and she writes in my slates and she writes in my spirit box. So when I open it up, I get like, oh my God, they're talking to me. And it's not spirit. It's my wife. I know it's her because she writes her little eyes with little hearts, not spirit. But I get a joke, I get a laugh out of it. So the question is you have people, you got to have fun with it. I have fun with this religion. I have fun with talking to spirit. I enjoy my work. And enjoy your journey. Because right now, you are visiting in the space or the spot that you're in. Sure, that visit might not turn out as well as it should. It might just turn out great. But remember, you're going to take another step. You're going to visit somewhere else. And pretty soon that visit could be good or could be bad. But the question is, while you're here, visualize the next part of your visit as being extraordinary. So that when you arrive there, everybody is greeting you and thinking you're the greatest thing that ever happened. That's what I tell my wife. I said, we should go get a cabin up in Edna, Maine, the other spiritualist camp. Be up there for 4 or 5 months out of the year. You know why? Because just about the time the people here don't like us, we can go to Maine. And when they get tired of us, we can come back here and these people will be glad to see us. Isn't that great? Huh? So the question is, remember, you're going somewhere in the near future, whether it's going to be shortly or in the near future. But remember that next step, that next journey for you. How do you perceive it? Don't look at it as terrible. It's something that you need to worry about. But give it the energy now while you're going through something in your life now, because this soon will change. Look at something new down the horizon as being extraordinary. And then allow Spirit to put that in motion. I always tell people in this, we're very simple. When you ask Spirit for something, make sure you say, not through accident, not through death. You don't want somebody to die to give you what you need, and you don't want Spirit to beat you up to give it to you either. Let's be pleasant. Let's be nice. But I'd still like to have this. Not through accident, not through death. And you guys, and do no harm. Whatever work you do, whatever you do in your life, whatever you propel in your life, do no harm. Do no harm. Don't physically or spiritually do harm. Do no harm. Help as much as you can for your being, because somebody else will step up and help them the rest of the way. Doesn't mean you're going to take everybody exactly to where they need to be. They might need that point of reference, that point of vibration with you to allow them to move forward to get in the same path or visit with somebody else. When I'm in Texas, people will come out of the porch and say, why would you sit down and visit here for a spell? Visit for a spell. Remember, you're just visiting for a spell. You'll eventually move from here and visit somewhere else. But make sure it's not a rundown piece of property. You have to do a lot of work. Don't do that. Put yourself somewhere where it's very pleasant and very good for you. I want to thank you.
Thank you, Louis. Let's see.